Sherry here tonight? You're dancing with my girlfriend, Manelli.
Guess this must be our lucky night.
Come on, Sherry, we gotta talk.
Hey, take it easy.
I said keep away from her.
Come on, silver boy. Just you and me, right here, right now. Come on.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
A guy who loses it, just because his girlfriend's having a good time, must be real worried about hanging on to her.
There's just no stopping your good times, is there?
Please be advised that effective immediately, all our investigative needs will be handled by the Simpson Agency. I can't believe the Merchant Association's just dumping us like this, man. What's going on?
The way our
What's
luck's
happening?
been running lately, I'm not surprised.
You know, that's the sixth client in the row that's gone over to the Simpson Agency.
7, Murray. Make that 7.
Oh, get out.
I'm not kidding you. The Blue Surf Hotel. They're jumping ship to everybody's favorite new detective agent.
That's a real shame. You know, they were one of our most lucrative clients.
Gee, Murray, I didn't know that.
So what the hell's going on around here? Two guys open up shop in the harbor and the whole world goes gaga. Have you seen the Simpson brothers? Have you seen them? The guys are gorillas.
Well, gorillas or not, Nick, they're obviously doing something right.
Well, they're getting on my nerves is what they're doing.
Well, I gotta admit, guys, although I hate to do it, that they're really showing some business savvy, these Simpson brothers. I mean, they're capitalizing on their extensive field experience, and I think that's very admirable.
Murray, what are you talking about? What experience? They just opened their agency.
That's right.
Well, they may have just opened their agency, but they got a lot of experience. I mean, one of the Simpson brothers used to be a top agent at the FBI, and the other one worked for the Secret Service.
Secret Service? Where'd you hear that garbage? Who told you that?
Last night on their television commercial. It aired after David Letterman did his stupid pet trick segment.
Now they're doing TV commercials. We can't compete with that.
I don't know about you, man, but I ain't gonna take this laying down.
No, wait a minute, guys. Guys, listen to me. I think I have a solution. If you just bear with me for just a second. Listen to this. Do you have a problem? Have you just discovered that one of your loved ones has been shacking up with half the town while you've been doing nothing about it? Well, are you crazy? Don't just sit there on that couch. No way, Jose. Get up and call the Riptide Detective Agency, where infidelity is our middle name. What do you think?
Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
Oh, don't tell me. Who's firing us this time?
No, nobody's firing us. It's another letter from the Twilight Zone. When's this guy gonna give up?
Was that about the surfer?
Yeah, it says the surfer's death was no accident.
Look, it's an anonymous letter, guys. He didn't sign it like last time.
Well, Murray, wackos usually don't sign their junk mail, all right?
Look, you guys, he sent us another old clipping. Kind of sad, isn't it?
Pathetic is more the word. Cody, out there is some guy who wants us to investigate a case that happened more than 20 years ago. And he wants us to do it for nothing.
Well, not quite, Nick Ryder. Whoever our mysterious client is, he sent us a $200 retainer. Big ones, in cash.
Wow, Murray. I wonder how the Simpson Agency missed out on this one.
But what else have we got? Anyway, I got a real feeling about this case.
Listen, Cody, the kid got hit in the head with his surfboard and drowned in 1964, okay? I think the coroner probably worked it out, man.
Look, I want you guys to understand something. See, I remember when they found Chris Miller's body. He was the same age as me, 17. And it was an important moment for me. I mean, it was the first time I ever thought about death. Ever since we got that first letter with that obituary in it, I've been thinking about those times, about the 60s, about being 17.
Well, Cody, I'm sorry, but I really think it's a waste of time.
Myself.
I'm sure you guys can handle this one without me.
Without you? Oh,
Yep.
No, Nick, look, we can't take the case without you.
No, Murray, look.
I feel uncomfortable about
Murray,
that.
it's really going to be okay. While Cody's taking you for a trip down memory lane, I'm going to sit right here and contact reliable clients so we can work on some real cases, all right?
I'm going to see what Quinlan's got in his files.
Now listen, and no fair tempting me with promises of working with Quinlan either, because it ain't going to work, okay? Hello? Mr. Trugman. Nick Ryder, how are you? Good. Glad to hear it. Listen, we haven't heard from you lately, and I was just wondering if anything might be coming up for the agency pretty soon. Is that right? No, I hear that the Simpson brothers run a very good operation over there.
Well, it couldn't happen to three nicer guys. A top drawer, first-class detective agency finally moves into town, and you know what? They're squeezing you right where it hurts, huh?
Nobody's squeezing this anywhere. If you're talking about the Simpson brothers, we welcome the competition. We wish them all the best.
I'm sure.
We do.
Yeah, you may not believe this, Lieutenant, but we have been turning down work hand over fist.
Have you? Come on, let's get right to it. Miller. Miller, here we go. Let's see. Teenager wipes out in heavy surf and drowns. Coroner ruled it open and shut. 1964? Oh, my God. This has been smoldering in these files all these years.
Lieutenant, all we want to find out is whether there's anything in this file that indicates whether somebody might have wanted Chris Miller dead. That's it.
You mean like, motive? Now the plot thickens. If it's anything I love, it's a good mystery. Subject. Chris Miller. Also known as Spud Miller. There it is. I mean, anybody that's named after a potato must have some enemies, right? This is too hot for me to handle. Wait till I tell you what they're up to now. They are great, these
No, we did not become detectives through a correspondence course. Listen, man, you want to hear what I think about the Simpson brothers? Hey, well, fine with me. Go right ahead. I don't care. Who needs your stupid account anyway, man? You never paid us on time. Hello? Hello? Great.
I think we ought to start with a visit to Billy Hagan.
Who's Billy Hagan?
You kidding me, Murray? Come on, you know who Billy Hagan is.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes, I read about him in the police file, yeah. Yeah, he was some musician who witnessed a fight Chris Miller had the night before he died, wasn't he?
Murray, are you joking? Wait a minute, Janet Dean, the Beach Boys, Billy Hagan and the Harbor Masters. Murray, don't those names ring any bells for you?
No bells, Cody.
Yeah, right. Well, take it from me, Murray. Billy Hagan was the best. He had a hit record that was called Surf Legend. It was like an anthem for all the surfers. It was great. We all used to go watch him perform at the Surf Shack.
Oh,
was the
wait a minute. The
greatest,
Surf
with a
Shack.
logo,
I
I'm
remember
telling you.
that also. That's in the file. That's where Chris Miller went that night, right?
Of course he did, Murray. If Billy Hagan and the Harbor Masters were there, that's where everybody went. This is bringing back so many memories for me, you know? I mean, the 60s, that time, that was a magical time for me. You know, I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to be in the water by the time the sun came up.
You used to get up at 5
Yes.
o'clock?
You know, it would take me a half an hour sometimes just to paddle outside to the big waves. Every few minutes, I'd have to turn turtle like that so the little waves would crash over me.
Weren't you ever frightened by those large waves?
Yeah, sometimes.
Look, well, the file says that Chris Miller died in 10-foot high ones. Boy, that must have been terrible.
You never should have been on those North Swells alone, right?
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute.
What?
Well, it was something you said earlier about how you waited until sunrise to go into the water.
Yeah, well, you would have been nuts to surf in the dark.
Well, that's what Chris Miller was doing, apparently. Look, the coroner estimated the time of death at between 5:30 and 6 a.m., right? Well,
Yeah.
well, I don't show sunrise that day until 6:32 a.m. There's no question about it, Cody. Chris Miller was surfing alone in the dark.
You hear that, Murray? You hear that? You see how good he is?
Yeah,
he's really wail.
Very
Isn't
good.
he great?
He's wailing, all right. But look at this. Look at this. This is boss equipment. All these synthesizers and the pre-programmable chip. Look at this. Now, this is neat, you see. This is a floppy disk, and you can put it right into the machine like this. And you turn it on, and it probably has strings and everything else. Here. Oh, wow.
Murray, come on. You turn that off. Turn it off. Who's gonna buy it?
Oh, look at this, though. This is good. Whoa, hey, Murray. Wait a minute. Murray, hang on. Wait a minute.
We'll make it $200. You remember that next time you decide to buy something?
Well, it's only $8,000.
$7,500.
Billy.
I'm Billy Hagan. What can I
Hi,
do for
Billy Hagan. I know who you are. Of course you're Billy Hagan. I've been a fan of yours for a long time.
Oh, that's
a long time.
great.
Way back to the Surf Shack days. You remember them?
Really? So, yeah.
My name is Cody Allen.
How are you?
This is Murray Basinski, my friend Murray.
Hi, how are you?
Billy
Listen,
Hagan.
I'm terribly sorry about this. I hope I didn't damage
Hey,
anything.
anybody who remembers Billy Hagan, the harbor masters, can't be all that bad.
Well, he doesn't actually. I do, but I'm gonna teach him.
Hey, look, I'll tell you what. Make it an even $7,000, and I'll throw in the weather cover.
Well, actually, Mr. Hagan...
Please, if the kids who shop in there ever heard somebody call me mister, they might figure out how old I really am, you know what I mean?
We're not here, actually, to buy music instruments. We're private detectives. We're here to investigate the death of a teenager.
I'm sorry to hear about that. How can I help?
Well, actually, it happened a long time ago. 1964, to be precise. It involved a young man by the name of Chris Miller, and according to the papers, he died tragically in a surfing accident. Do you remember anything about that?
See, Billy, we're sorry to bother you, but your name was mentioned in the police reports as one of the people who gave a statement, so...
Yeah. The kid from the surf shack, right? I think he got into a fight or something like that, and then he drowned, didn't he?
Yeah, the police questioned somebody named George Manelli, but they didn't take it any further than that.
Do you mind my asking why all this is being brought up again? It's a long time ago.
There are some people who question the circumstances under which Chris Miller died.
Billy?
Yeah.
It's the man from Atlantic Records on line 1.
Great,
Atlantic Records. You hear that, Murray?
Listen, I wish I could be more helpful, guys, but all I really remember is that George Manelli was a tough guy who was always getting into trouble.
Oh, that's okay, Billy. Thanks a lot for your help. You
Yeah,
really have
anytime.
helped us a
You
lot.
really
It's
have.
such a
Hey,
pleasure to meet you after all
Since you're
this
from
time.
the old days, why don't you guys be my guest at Gazari's Saturday night?
Oh, that's
okay?
very
I'm
nice.
making my
Thanks,
comeback.
Billy. Thank you very much. You're playing there.
Yeah, everybody in the
What?
industry-
Could I have a couple more? I got some friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, take them all. why
Thank
don't
you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks so
I
much.
believe in
God, what
stacking
an honor
the
to meet
audience, you know what I mean?
Okay, we'll be there.
Okay.
You look terrific.
All right, so do
Terrific.
you.
You
Okay.
made his day.
Take care. All right. Get extension 2. Tell him I'll call him back, okay?
This is terrific, Murray. God, Nick's gonna hate it when he finds out what he missed out on.
Yeah, it's Billy. Get the old band together right away, would you? What? Something's come up. I want to talk to you guys. It's real important. Okay.
Let me take a holiday. You and I will touch the sky. Catch a wave and sail away. I'm your California guy. When I'm alone, I dream. Row up on the beach. Strolling hand in hand. Along the golden sand. Girl, we can live for fun under the
Man, talk about deja vu. It's like looking at home movies of myself. You know, I could have been any one of those kids back in '64.
Except Chris Miller. He died 2 months after this stuff was shot.
Can I ask you something, Nick? What made you change your mind? I mean, why did you go to Chris Miller's parents anyway?
I don't know, Murray. I mean, I wasn't having much luck on the phone, right? Then I saw this clipping sitting on the table. I don't know what it was. Something hit me right between the eyes. Besides, Cody seemed to think there was something to it. So I figured I ought to check the kid out a little more before I chucked the whole case altogether.
Stuff like this makes his death seem a lot more personal, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it also reinforces some highly suspect circumstances, guys. For example, we all could see what an excellent surfer Chris Miller was, right? Yet, he inexplicably risked his life to go surfing in the dark in 10-foot high waves. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I talked to his parents. Don't think that hasn't been eating away at them for the past 20 years.
So where do we go from here? I mean, if Hagan's any indication, nobody's going to remember much from '64.
Did you guys see the pretty blonde in the film there with Chris?
Yeah.
It was Sherry Lancaster. It was his girlfriend back then. Now, the Millers said they were very disappointed with the fact that she never kept in touch after the funeral. Nothing.
And you're wondering why?
Well, it just seems kind of odd to me. It doesn't make any sense.
But wait a minute, though. I mean, isn't it just possible that, she moved away and it was difficult to keep in touch?
She still lives in King Harbor, Mary.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes all the difference in the world. I mean, I think, under the circumstances, her behavior warrants a visit. Yes, that's right. We should visit Miss Sherry Lancaster and have a conversation with her.
I think there was a general idea, Murray.
Yeah, try to keep up, will you, Mary?
Oh.
Come on, let's go, you guys.
Say, wait a minute. You know what? I could have sworn that I left my cordless phone somewhere around here. Have you guys seen it? Oh, have you?
No. What, Murray, you want to make a call now? What do you want to make a call now? We're on a case. Will you forget about the phone? We're on a case. Come on.
It's a
Come on.
brand
We'll talk
new
about
phone.
it later. I know. We'll
Yeah,
talk
but it
about it
cost
later.
me a lot of
Come on already, will you?
Better late than never. We were afraid you were never gonna call us, Bill.
I knew the guy would never let us down. So what are you drinking these days?
Came here to talk, Dino.
Nothing ever changes with you, does it, Billy? Everything is always business. 15 years it takes us to turn this guy around. Billy doesn't want to celebrate.
What are you talking? Celebrate what?
We heard all about the comeback gig coming up. A lot of people would sure love to hear Billy Hagan and the Harbor Masters again.
Just like old times.
Yeah.
Would you ever get an idea like that, huh? There is no reunion, boys. I am the one making the comeback. Alone.
But afterwards.
Just look at yourselves, will you? I mean, 3 old men who haven't picked up an instrument in 10, 12 years are gonna light a fire with the kids today, right?
I suppose you are?
That's right. You see, while you 3 were getting fat, selling insurance, and running restaurants, I was working on my music, Dino. I spent every minute of the last 15 years making sure I was ready for my shot. Look, a couple of private detectives came to see me today. Remember that kid, Chris Miller?
After all this time?
So what happens if they find something out? What do we do?
We've got to find a way to discourage them. I sure as hell don't need this kind of heat right now.
Well, we don't want anything to stand in the way of your career. Now, would we, Billy?
Right, man. If I didn't have you losers' dead weight around my neck 20 years ago, I would have had more than one record in 10 minutes on American Bandstand.
All right, Billy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything. It was the martinis talking.
We've all got too much at risk if this unravels now. You've got your families and businesses to worry about in case you've forgotten. Now, I want nobody talking to those detectives. I want this whole mess nipped in the bud.
It was all so incredibly senseless, going into the ocean like that, taking that unnecessary risk. What purpose could it possibly have served? It took me a long time to get over Chris's death. I'm not sure I have completely.
Well, Sherry, was there anything unusual going on in Chris's life at the time? I mean, was he in any kind of trouble? Did he have any enemies?
Enemies. We were just kids. Besides, what kind of trouble could Chris have been in? Nobody was into drugs back then.
Well, maybe not, but our client obviously feels that Chris met with some kind of foul play. And frankly, Sherry, I'm beginning to believe that hypothesis myself.
My God. Strange enough just talking about it all again. Like this.
Sherry, we can understand how you feel, but we got to look at every possibility.
Can you tell us anything about a fight Chris had at a place called the Surf Shack the night he died?
It involved a young man by the name of George Minnelli. Do you remember him?
Look, the fight really wasn't that big of a deal. Certainly not big enough for what you're talking about. I was dancing with George and Chris got jealous. You know how it is.
Well, did Chris have any reason to be jealous over this guy?
Look, what Chris and I had was nothing more than just a summer love. romantic evenings and promises you'll stay together, but you never do. I was pretty wild back then, and Chris thought I was his one and only, and when he found out I wasn't, he got really upset. That's when he picked a fight with the first guy I saw me dancing with.
Hey, wait a minute, guys. Didn't Billy Hagan say that George Manelli was something of a troublemaker?
Yeah.
Well, I really wouldn't believe anything that Billy Hagan had to say.
Well, Sherry, the way I remember it, we were all pretty big fans of his back then. Don't you like him?
Let's just say that Billy never liked Chris and me very much, and I'm returning the favor. Well, I really have quite a lot of work to do.
Excuse me, Sherry, but would you know where we could find George Manelli now?
Arlington National Cemetery. He was killed in Vietnam in 1967.
Oh, there was something I wanted to ask you that I forgot. Why didn't you ever contact Chris's parents after he died?
How do you tell someone's parents that their son might have been so angry with you that he did something stupid and lost his life? All because of you.
Poor Sherry. What a sad story. I mean, she's been living with such a burden for all these years. It's a sad story. Don't you think it's a sad story?
It's sad, Murray, but did you guys catch that little wrinkle about Billy Hagan? I'd sure love to know what that's about.
I get the feeling this chick's not telling us everything she knows.
Well, neither was Hagan, apparently. I mean, why didn't he tell us that he knew Chris and Sherry? How come he pretended to barely remember what we were talking about?
Yeah. You know what really bothers me, though, guys?
What?
We still are no closer to finding out who sent us that $200 to investigate Chris Miller's death.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We are?
Yeah, we can scratch George Manelli from the list of candidates.
Hello. You've reached the Riptide Detective Agency. We're out of the office right now on an important assignment.
Damn it.
But if you'll leave your name and telephone number, one of our licensed private detectives will call you as soon as possible. Don't forget to wait for that little beep tone, and thanks for calling.
Hello? No, don't hang up. We're here.
My name's Larry Bloom, and I need to talk to you right away.
It's about the case you're working on, about who might have killed Chris Miller.
Oh, really?
That's great. What information do you have?
Meet me at Lookout Point in half an hour.
Billy. So, I was right after all, huh?
Right about what, Billy?
I knew it had to be one of you three who hired the detectives.
I didn't hire them. Why would I do something like that?
Nobody stands in the way of my career, Larry. Nobody. I thought you were brighter than that.
Half hour, Murray. I don't think he's going to show up.
I'd like to wait a few minutes longer. You heard the message. His voice sounded so urgent.
Well, another few minutes is not going to kill us. Come on, let's go.
sure hope that's not Larry Bloom.
Not much left, huh?
You must have been going 80 miles an hour when the car went off the road.
What a horrible way to die.
Highway fatalities, gentlemen, are the worst part about being a cop. Hopefully I won't have to do this very much longer.
What are you talking about, Lieutenant?
I guess I didn't tell you, I may be leading the department. I've been offered a job with the Simpson Agency.
What?
Sounds like a match made in heaven.
You're putting us on, aren't you, Lieutenant?
They want me to run the King Harbor office while they open a new branch in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but Lieutenant, you've always told us that you hate private detectives.
And I do, Basinski. But when I found out the kind of money guys like you make, over $50,000 a year, a car, expense accounts, not having to deal with accidents like this.
Lieutenant, this was no accident. The guy was run off the road.
Ryder, idiots drag this highway all year long. This is the 4th wreck we pulled out this month. Why in the hell do you think that every time a dead body shows up, it has to be homicide, huh?
Because, Lieutenant, in this case, we saw the guy being run off the road, and they weren't drag racing.
Yeah, and Larry Bloom had just called us and asked us to come meet him and talk about Chris Miller's death.
Chris? Okay, that's the moly-oly you guys are working on. By the way, the Simpson brothers got quite a kick out of it when I told them about your latest adventure.
Lieutenant, even you have got to see the connection here. Now, we're investigating a death. A man makes this very nervous phone call. And before we know what's going on, somebody runs him off the highway. The guy becomes part of the Pacific Coast.
You're going to have to catch on a lot quicker at the Simpson Agency, Ted.
I'll remember that, Ryder. When I need some advice, I'll call you. By the way, Larry Bloom ran a very nice restaurant. Not even so much as a traffic violation. Clean with the department. I checked everything out.
Yeah, and 21 years ago, he was at the Surf Shack when Chris Miller died, Lieutenant. He was a member of Billy Hagan's band. What were they called?
The Harbor Masters.
The Harbor Masters.
Well, I tell you what. If anything comes up, give me a call. If I'm still a cop, I'll do what I can.
Can you believe that? I mean, him going over to...
You know what gets me? It's funny how one name keeps turning up all the time, isn't it?
Well, Chris Miller? I don't think that's funny.
No. Billy Hagan, Mr. Rock and Roll. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Billy Hagan. He did give the police a statement about Chris Miller's death, didn't he?
Yeah, and Sherry Lancaster made it clear she's not going to be joining any fan clubs.
Yeah. Now one of the band members turns up dead. I wonder what Larry Bloom was so nervous about.
Well, $5 says it was in Billy Hagan's comeback performance.
You know what, guys? Larry could have been our mysterious client. You know, if Billy Hagan killed Chris Miller, Larry could have known about it.
Maybe it's time we put Hagan up against a zone defense, see what turns up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Listen, Murray, if Cody and I tail Hagan, do you think you could put his life story under a microscope? You know what I'm saying?
A microscope?
Yeah.
Well, gee, Nick, I don't know if that's possible to actually put it under a microscope.
Check him. I meant check him out. Can you check him out? You know what I'm saying? Do you understand?
Oh.
Check him out. Just check him out.
Of course, I could check him out. When you said microscope, that kind of confused me, you know. Not that it isn't an interesting metaphor, you know. Very relevant, you know, what with the optical amplification of a microscope being very pivotal to certain scientific research properties of most of the science... excuse me, guys?
He's meeting somebody down there.
Finally some action. Who is it?
Well, she looks pretty young, probably his daughter. Don't forget I said that. It's got a lip lock on this chick you wouldn't believe. Take a look at that.
Nick, that's the sales girl from Hagan's music store.
She doesn't look much more than 15 to 16.
I remember when I used to like Billy Hagan.
heading your way. Do you see him?
Oh, yeah, I got him. I can't get over this guy. He's really playing the agent rock star bit up, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but watching this guy in action's getting old real fast, man.
Yeah.
Hello, Nick. Cody, where are you?
We're in the arcade, Murray.
Cody, you'll have to speak up. The transmission is garbled.
Oh, why does Murray always do stuff like that?
I told you we should have left him in that ravine today.
It's time to start tap dancing. Hey, Billy!
How are you? It's good to see you again. I assume this is no coincidence running into you, gentlemen.
Billy, this is Nick Ryder, my friend Nick Ryder. This is Billy Hagan.
Charm from my attorney, would you? Because that's who you people are going to be talking to from now on.
What are you talking about, Billy?
I wasn't born yesterday. I know what's going on here. First you questioned me about that surfer kid's death. Now you're following me around like some kind of criminal.
Were we bothering you? I'm sorry. We weren't.
Hey, if I catch you harassing me again, I'll call the police, okay?
Come on, Billy.
Very nice meeting you.
It's a pretty sizable overreaction, wouldn't you say? I mean, did you actually hear either of us tell him he's a suspect in the case?
Seems like a real paranoid guy to me.
Yeah, or a guilty one.
Nick, Cody? It's me, Murray. Do you read me?
Yeah, Murray, we can hear you. What is it?
Oh, there you are. You're not going to believe what I've got here, Cody.
I think we can rule out subtlety, Murray.
What?
Forget
it, Murray. Come on. What is it? What do you got?
Well, I accessed the regional FBI files, and I discovered that Mr. Hagan has been arrested no less than 5 times for infractions with young women.
Very young women. Girls, actually.
It's good work, Murray.
Tell you, gotta say one thing for Hagan. He's got something that all the record companies want. Teen appeal.
My vote is we stay on Hagan for a while.
Okay, I'm with you.
Here you go. What took you so long, man? Every place in the neighborhood was closed.
Okay. I take it nothing's going on.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Hagan's been in there all night with a teenage girl, but not much going on out here. Do you know Murray talks in his sleep?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, there she is.
What a classy guy. He even makes him walk home in the morning.
I think we ought to follow her.
What for? Hagan's the one we want to check out.
Mommy, he's in the barn.
Well, I just think we ought to see where she lives. You know, maybe have a talk with her parents.
That's a good idea. Besides, after the night he's had, I think he's going to be sleeping for a while.
Murray, wake up. We're here, Murray. Wake up. We're here. Come on.
Where's here?
We're at the girl's house, Murray. Doesn't look like anybody's up yet, you know? The paper's still there.
Maybe they'd like a little home delivery. Come on. Hi.
Hi.
Small world, huh? Oh, we brought you your paper.
What do you guys want? I thought Billy warned you guys to stay away from us.
Yeah, well, Billy did
Billy
warn-
Hagan cannot stop the quest for truth and justice, young lady.
Thank you, Murray. Thank you. We'd like to talk to your parents. Are they in?
Who is it, Beverly? Nothing, Mom. I can handle it.
You're right, Nick. It is a small world.
I know I should have been completely honest with you, but I never thought this would actually endanger anyone. I feel so badly about what happened to Larry. He was the nicest one of the whole group.
Well, Sherry, I don't understand. If you suspected Billy Hagan enough to hire us, why didn't you just come forward?
Well, I didn't really know for sure if he had hurt Chris. I mean, I couldn't prove it. It was just a feeling I began to develop lately.
Well, since Hagan started seeing your daughter, right?
Yes. When I found out what Billy was doing, I was livid. Beverly wouldn't listen to me. I felt so helpless, I even followed you to make sure you were taking my case.
Sherry, you're still holding back. Now, what is it between you and Hagan? What happened?
Have you ever done something you were so ashamed of that it stayed with you all the time? Almost every waking moment. was Beverly's age, I did a lot of things I'm not proud of. One of them was having an affair with Billy Hagan.
No!
He uses young girls, Beverly.
It's not true.
Believe me, I wish it wasn't. But I found out the hard way. That's why I kept trying to keep you away from him. Because I knew he'd never stay away from you.
Why didn't you tell me?
I tried to, honey. I tried so many times, but I couldn't. There were reasons why I couldn't.
How about now, Sherry? Can you tell her now?
Beverly, growing up was very difficult for me. I didn't know who I was or what it meant to be a woman. When Billy showed an interest in me, I was so impressed with who he was that I didn't care how he treated me. When Billy was tired of me, he just passed me on to the other members of the band. I kept telling myself that because they were important guys that it was okay. You know? Well, eventually I got pregnant. And I didn't even know who the father was. I was so young. I didn't know what to do. They all pay for my abortion. Oh, Beverly, I've never told anybody about this. Your grandparents thought they were raising such a good Christian girl. If they'd ever knew what I'd done. I just didn't want you to make the same mistakes that I did.
Sherry, did Chris find out about this? Well, I guess that's what Larry Bloom was going to tell us, huh? He was going to let us know about the abortion.
I think we ought to call Quinlan right away.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey, Nick, wait a minute. I think I got a better idea.
Summer would ever stop, but the years rolled in and carried those dreams away. Remember how we rolled those glory waves back in '64? Shooting the curl and playing it on the line. Oh, everybody knows those glory waves don't break no more. And those yesterdays are buried in the sand of time.
away from me, Alan.
Come any closer, I'll kill you.
I don't think so, Billy.
Don't push me.
Come on, Billy, don't make it any worse.
What could be worse? You ruined everything.
No, Billy, you're the one who ruined it 20 years ago. You ruined it for you, and you ruined it for all of us.
Don't you understand? I had to kill that surfer kid. He knew about me and his girlfriend. He was going to tell everybody. I couldn't be named in a scandal.
Come on, Billy, what's that going to accomplish? Think about it. A couple lines in Rolling Stone, is that how you want to be remembered? Come on, Billy, give me the gun.
So free.
Give me the gun, Billy!
Hey, Nick, Cody, where are you guys?
I'm in the galley, Murray.
Guys, you're never gonna believe what I heard on the radio.
Hey,
Where's Cody?
He's
I
taking
gotta
a walk.
get him
He's taking a
because
walk. Can we
he's
slow
never gonna
down?
believe this.
Sit down.
Just-
Sit down. Relax.
Yeah,
Sit down.
okay,
Sit down.
okay,
Sit down.
but you're never gonna believe
Okay,
this.
wait. Shh. Quiet. Now, you okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now tell me what you heard on the radio. What?
Well, federal agents just took the Simpson brothers into custody, and they're closing down the agency.
Are you serious? Closed them down? Why?
Yes.
Why?
Well, apparently it has something to do with this federal sting operation, right?
Yeah.
You see, the Simpson brothers were creating their own crimes so that they could pretend to solve them. Isn't that boss? I told you that was boss.
Boy, Quinlan can kiss his new expense account goodbye.
Listen, I gotta find Cody.
I
I gotta find him because I gotta tell him.
Murray.
He was so worried.
I know, but maybe later. He's taking a walk right now. He's got a lot of things on his mind.